Demon Slayer Episode 6 of the Swordsmith Village Arc is now out and available for you guys to go and check out. I have just watched it. I'll tell you guys my thoughts on it, but let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you guys all think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down there, smash that like button for me, and click subscribe as well. And without further ado, let's talk about the newest episode of Demon Slayer right now. Okay, so episode 6 of Demon Slayer. Look, I loved last week's episode. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. That move that Tanjiro does was just absolutely spectacular. Everything about last week's episode was great, and the previous ones as well. I've absolutely loved it so far. This has been an absolute strong start. And now we get into episode 6. And we remember that cliffhanger ending with Genya looking like a demon. And anyone who's read the manga knows exactly what Genya's abilities are. And in this episode, we actually get a lot of backstory to Genya and his family and his link to the Wind Hashira and what is actually going on with Genya and why he joined the Demon Slayer Corps. And so we have all this backstory, which is absolutely fantastic for character development, that is just excelled brilliantly on the screen here as it is adapted from the manga. Now, to start off, I mean, obviously we saw that incredible start sequence last episode. We have a bit of a look here at the Mist Hashira still trapped in the water vase that the Upper Moon 5 has created. We don't get to see much more of that fight. That's all you see in him trying to work out, okay, it's everywhere. I can't break. I'm going to have to figure this out. And then it shifts over to Tanjiro, Genya, and Nezuko all fighting the emotion demons right now. And again, the animation is just absolutely top tier. They told us that this season was going to be the best animation in all of Demon Slayer. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. Season 1 was absolutely fantastic. The Mugen Train arc was absolutely spectacular, especially on that big screen. That fight between Rengoku and Akaza was absolutely insanely gorgeous. Then you get to the Tengen fight against Gyotaro, and oh my word, was that spectacular on the big screen as well. And it was absolutely stunning. Then you give me last week's episode where it just looks absolutely even better somehow. And you continue it on in this episode. Man, it's just absolutely insane. They weren't kidding. Because this episode is animated absolutely spectacular. And so this whole battle is going on. There's this sequence where Tanjiro is fighting them, cutting them up. Genya's fighting them. Nezuko's there fighting them as well. And then Tanjiro realizes, wait a second, I've just decapitated all of them. Genya's decapitated him. Why aren't they obviously this isn't the vital point. This isn't the point that I need to cut. This isn't like Daki and Gyotaro. What is going on here? And this is where Tanjiro, with his ability to be able to sniff out scents, figures out there's a fifth demon. There's one there, and he's like, okay, we're going to do it. And Genya is very adamant that he is going to become a Hashira in this episode, and that he is going to decapitate this Upper Moon demon. He is going to beat it and get his place in the Hashira ranks. And so Genya finds him as Tanjiro is fighting all the other demons with Nezuko, and it's actually the first instance of Upper Moon 4 that we see, but a very miniature version of this demon. He's just running around and Genya's like, it's a mouse. What's going on here? So Genya's chasing him, and you're thinking to yourself, whoa, Genya's going to crush this thing, right? So Genya comes in for the slice and it actually breaks his blade. And then in this moment, we get the angry emotion demon coming up behind him, about to absolutely rinse him through the back of the head. And Genya knows that he can't regenerate his head. And he says that. He says, I'm about to die. I can't regenerate my head. So obviously, right now, people who haven't seen the manga should have a very slight idea of what Genya's abilities actually are. And what he's able to do. So you know that he can regenerate himself. So that obviously means he's got some form of demon abilities. So I won't reveal exactly what it is later, because it's going to get revealed later on. but it's very much along those lines. So we know that, and then this is where we get that the flashback sequence happens with Genya. And this is where we start to realize what Genya's motivation is for joining the Demon Slayer Corps and what is driving his will to become a Hashira. And this is when we learn for the very first time that even though you know by their surnames, but that Genya and the Wind Hashira are actually brothers. And the Wind Hashira is his older brother. And we get this very emotional moment with Genya as he watches his mother and father just go out of his life. And the story with his mother, like obviously his father gets stabbed and they're like, yeah, okay, it is what it is. Like it's better without him because he wasn't quite a good father or anything like that. But the mother, she went out and she never came back. So the Wind Hashira at that time as a kid goes out looking for her. And then as someone approaches the window, it actually breaks through, shatters the glass, and kills all his siblings in one fatal blow, basically. And it's sitting there, and Genya thinks it's a wolf, and then out of nowhere, the Wind Hashira, as a kid, comes flying through, grabs his mother, who is a demon, and crashes her out the window. And this is where Genya goes, I'm going to go to the doctor to help. And then as the sun rises, he comes out and he sees his bigger brother standing over the body of his mother. He's covered in blood and everything like that. And Genya shouts out, he's a murderer. Why would you kill my mother? Not understanding at that point as a kid that his mother's turned into a demon. And this was after he made the pact with his big brother to protect the family now that his father's gone. And it's heartbreaking. And this is where his motivation stems from, is his idea is he can't see the Hashiras unless he becomes a Hashira. You're not allowed to go see them. So in order to apologize to his big brother, because the last things he said to him was, you're a murderer. He wants to apologize for that because now he sees more clearly. He sees that his mother was a demon and that his brother tackled her out the window so that no one else had any chance to see that it was his mother. So that their last memory of their mother wasn't them, of her slashing him and killing him. So you already see this bond building between two brothers here, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And that's Genya's actual motivation, is to become a Hashira so he can say that to his brother. And at this moment, he's like, I'm never going to get to say it. And then our boy Tanjiro comes through and saves him and tells him not to give up and everything like that. And this is where we see Genya realize that, look, Tanjiro's not an asshole. Like, he's not. Tanjiro is the best of us and what we should all strive to be like, to help others and put others before us. And this is where Genya realizes, I can't do this. You need to do this, Tanjiro. You need to slash him. And Tanjiro goes after the little demon, and he's going to go after it. We see Genya with the holes in him from the spears. It's all happening. It's beautiful. And just the magnitude of that emotional moment with Genya and his motivation and his backstory is just absolutely brilliant. It shows you a light at actually what these characters have gone through in their life, how good of a character they are. And look, you're going to... Right now, this scene is so incredibly powerful, but later on in the series, with Genya and his brother, it gets even more powerful. And like, you remember in that first season when we saw the Wind Hashira, just how much of an arrogant asshole he was. We see that. And now you're starting to see the more human side to him. And I'm telling you now, as we progress, you're going to fall in love with that character. You're going to go from, he's a complete asshole, to, dude, this guy's one of the best characters in this show. And you're going to get it. And it's absolutely phenomenal. But this episode was great. Absolutely loved it. So let me know what you guys all think. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down there. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.